again, friends. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Walt Moore with Dan Wilson. I'll take you guys along on another major backyard project I'm currently working on. I'm in the process of putting in a yard light here at the old homestead. So here in just a minute, I'll show you guys some of the materials I'm working with. And we're going to put the wire and pipe underground because that's the best way to do that so we don't have any storm damage. In case we have some limbs coming down during a storm so it won't tear the wire and everything up. And also, guys, I'll show you my new Craftsman project calculator. Got this just a while back. Very handy thing to have. And so what we need to do, among other things, is we're going to calculate our amp requirement for the new light. And I'll show you guys, I'll have to re-aim the camera here in just a minute. In case you are not familiar with wire sizing and so on and so forth, what you need for a project like this, what we got to do is we figure out the wattage on the light fixture. The light fixture we're going to put in is rated for 175 watts, and so our voltage rating is about 115 to 120 volts. So let me get a little different angle going here. I'll show you guys, in case you're unfamiliar how to calculate amperage based on wattage, based on voltage. I'll show you guys a little quick math lesson here and show you how we figure this stuff out. Be right back. And just in case you're unfamiliar with how to calculate amperage based on wattage, what we're going to do first is type in on the calculator here our wattage, which I already said a minute ago was 175 watts for the light fixture. Now to figure out the amperage and see what size wire we need, we're going to take that and divide that by, I'm going to say 115 volts is about right. Voltage tends to fluctuate quite a bit. Sometimes about 110, sometimes up to about 120. So I usually type in about 115 volts for an average. So we'll divide our wattage by our voltage, and then of course hit equal down here. So what that's showing us now is right at 1.52 amps. And so by taking our wattage, dividing that by voltage, again we're showing 1.52 amps. So what I'm going to be using is some number 10 wire, which is rated for right at 30 amps, so it's very much sufficient for this project I'm working on. Well guys, what I have here is some slightly used number 10 wire. This is actually what we call a 10-2 with ground, which will be very sufficient for this lighting project that I'm working on. Plenty good sized wire. Like I said before, it holds about 30 amps, what it's rated for. But in this case, I'm only needing about 1.5 amp of current for the new for the light I'm putting in here. So that's what we got there. What I'll be installing this in here, guys, is if I can get you a good shot of this right here. This right here is called PVC Conduit. This is schedule 40, and the size I picked out is on here somewhere. Here it is, right over here. This is some 1-inch schedule 40 PVC pipe. This is what the wire is going to be going into. And once you get that all done, it's going to go in the trench I just dug over here a couple days ago. And I'll kind of show you guys how this stuff all works out. If you're unfamiliar with conduit, PVC especially, you might notice that one end down here, hope you guys can see this okay, it's what we call a belled end. So what that's good for, let me grab another piece here. A little hard to get my stuff together these days. Just for a little quick demonstration, it's very handy having a belled end on the conduit, so therefore if we go to put this stuff together, and I can already see I'm not going to be able to hold this all up here very well. Show you guys how this works. We might have to put it back on the ground. I don't know. This may end up being the YouTube blooper video of the year. I don't know. But here's how it works, guys. If I can possibly show you this, the angle I got set up here. We have a belled end right here, which saves us having to use a coupler to put this stuff together. Up here, I'm holding it up in the air so it's a little hard. There it goes like that. So you see the other end of the pipe? Fits right into the belled end. We're good and ready. We'll glue that in there. Have a very good connection. Guys, I want to show you a pole I acquired a few days ago. It's a used one, but still in pretty good condition. And that's what I'm going to be mounting the light onto in just a little while. So let's swing the camera around here, show you guys what that's all looking like. There's the pole I got a hold of. I already said it's a used one. And I got that set in the ground here just a few days ago. It's about a 14-footer, I think, something like that. Goes up there pretty good. So I think that's going to work out just fine for this project. Right along here, guys, is a trench that I hand dug all by myself over the last day or two. And I had a lot of tree roots and stuff to get through. I got most of those out of the way, so it's all working out pretty good. Here I got a big old tree root in the way right there. So guys, what I did here, rather than cut through that big old root, I just dug a little hole underneath it there so I can slide the conduit and wire, I think, right underneath there, hopefully. So we're down here almost a foot below ground level, and for a yard area, that's going to be just fine, especially using conduit. I tend to not direct bury wire. I don't think it's a very good idea. Conduit's not very expensive, and it adds an extra layer of protection to our wire. Another good idea, guys, if you take on a project like this, you can see here, I didn't have any caution tape on hand at the moment, so I had some stuff right here. We just call this ribbon tape, and it's better than nothing to put up a little bit of a barrier along here. And that way, if somebody else comes along, especially when I'm not around, they can see something's going on here, and hopefully that'll keep somebody from stepping off in the trench and breaking a leg or something like that. We sure don't want that to happen. Okay guys, another pointer I'd pass along to you. If you take on something like this on your own, rather than put all this pipe directly in the ground and bury it and then try to pull wire through this pipe, especially solid wire, which is what I have here. If you're using stranded wire, it's not near as hard to pull through pipe. In a case like this, we don't want to bury the conduit and then try to pull wire through it. A better way to do this is take your wire and simply slide the conduit over the wire. Just like this. We just take it, start shoving it in there. So it comes out the other end just like that. So once we get all the wire in the pipe, then we'll glue up, and then we will bury the conduit and wire all in one step. Guys, one of the next things we're going to need here on this project is called a 90-degree elbow, which is what I have right here. In electrical work, we simply just call these 90s, a short term for it. Getting wire through these 90s can be a little bit of a hassle. Now in this case, we don't have a belled end. Some of these do have belled ends, but this one doesn't. So in this case, we've got to have a coupler, like right there. We'll just glue this on. Not ready to glue up yet. Just showing you guys how we get our parts in order. So there we got our coupler on there. Now to get this wire through the 90, it's best to give it a little bit of a bend, like what I'm doing here. Just put a little bit of a curve in it to get it started. Then we just take this and start working it in there, just like that. So easy that went through there. A little curve in the wire. Real simple deal. Another reason I'm using 1-inch conduit is because this solid wire will fit in a 3/4 pipe, but it's a real hassle to get it in there. So 1 inch is not much more expensive and makes it a whole lot easier. Then we're good and ready to. We're going to take our 90 and we're going to fasten this eventually onto our other piece of conduit. Guys, I thought I'd take a minute too and show you a little bit about the glue that I use and various things. I'm gluing up conduit. I've also done some minor plumbing where you use PVC pipe for plumbing, and it's very important to have a good quality of PVC glue. What I have here is a can of OT brand, which is very popular, just regular clear cement. Now, what I have in the other can here, guys, in case you don't know, I'm not a professional plumber, but I take on all kinds of projects. Right here is a can of purple primer. Now, with electrical stuff, we're not worried about water pressure, so we're not really concerned about priming the pipe. If you do that, it's not going to hurt anything, but this is more for plumbing than for electrical. In plumbing applications, we want to make sure that we put a good coat of purple primer on the pipe before gluing up, because this stuff right here will take care of any dirt or other contaminants that might be on the pipe and prevent it from gluing up properly. But again, with electrical stuff, we're not real concerned about priming the pipe. So what we'll do in this case is we'll take our clear cement and simply glue the pipe up when we're ready to do that. Well guys, that's about it for this particular video. I'll be doing a part 2 in coming days and showing you guys how this project is coming together. Hope you guys enjoy this type of video content. Hope you find it helpful and educational, and I'm very happy to share these pointers with you guys. Again, I'm Walt Morris, known as Dan Wilson. Oh, also, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you need to do so. That subscribe link, I always tell you guys, is right over there in the corner. Take about 2 seconds, click on that. Get subscribed to my channel here on YouTube for more great video content coming up in the future. I want to thank a bunch of new subscribers just hopping on the channel here in the last few days. Appreciate you guys hopping on board. Great to have you along. So anyway, guys, that's about it for now. Don't forget to smash that like button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll get a notification every time I upload new video. So for now, guys, that's about it. And you guys take care and God bless. Check in with you on the next video.